Hello and welcome to Mr. and Miss Connections. I'm your host, Andrew.
And I'm Leilani.
Welcome to the podcast where we go to a random city's Missed Connections section and we read the posts where some are looking for love and others are looking for a new home for their snake. Or their inchworm.
What is that? What is this?
I don't know. I was gonna say trouser snake, but I thought that was a little brazen. So
You just said snake.
I just was like, snake.
Yeah, I was like, what is he doing?
Well, yeah. So this week's episode is going to be Columbus, Ohio, the mythical land of Columbus, Ohio. I will say I looked at the U.S. population by cities, and it's number 12.
Really?
Yeah, very weird. A lot of Texas and California cities up in the top 10.
Yeah.
Of course. New York is up there too.
Mm-hmm.
We've already done all those. So I went past the top 10, and Columbus, Ohio was the next one. So
I would have never thought that.
That we haven't done, because I think 11 is Jacksonville.
Okay.
So 11 is Jacksonville. We already did Orlando and Tampa multiple times.
Yeah.
So I went one more, and I was like, Columbus, Ohio. Maybe I'll see some posts, and luckily I found a couple of posts that actually piqued my interest to talk about. But before we go into talking about Columbus, Ohio, I just can't believe we're going to be talking about Columbus, Ohio. We have news articles and stuff to talk about from daily life and news.
Word.
This was brought to you by our co-host Leilani. For I didn't look at anything, so I am reading this for the first time. So if I stumble over it, just deal with it.
Am I bad if it's like really? I mean, it's part of. I could see it being part of the show.
Yeah,
like,
it talks about relationships and
Okay.
connections and yeah, let's do that. It comes from the New York Times, so fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Smarter Living: How to Navigate Social Media Boundaries in a Relationship by Vanessa Marine. So that's what we're going with. All right, now I'm going to read the beef of the article that I have not read yet. Normally I read these beforehand and then I read half of it and I'm like, all right, this is good enough. This time I'm going in completely blind, and then we'll talk about it. As a sex therapist, great lines to start with, I never imagined I'd spend so much time talking about Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. But a number of my sessions are filled with stories about the ways that social media interferes with my clients. My clients' what? Relationships. I don't know why I had trouble with that. Things like snooping in a Facebook account and then agonizing over what to do with suspicious but not completely incriminating activity, or ending a new and promising relationship because the person followed their exes on Instagram. Jordan Gray, a sex and dating coach, sees these kinds of challenges in his work too. Quote, "It's so tricky because it is completely uncharted territory," he said. Social media accounts have never had this level of market saturation at any point in human history. That's inevitably going to bring up some new challenges for people. In 2014 Pew Research Center survey, 45% of millennial respondents said their social media accounts had... Sorry, I got thing because there's two hads right next to each other. So it kind of threw me off right there. 45% of millennial respondents said that their social media accounts had a major impact on their relationships. Most of us are uncomfortable talking about these types of interactions because we worry that social media is too frivolous to argue over. But it is important to recognize that social media brings up real feelings, and those feelings do matter. Social media feelings matter.
Yeah, they do.
See, that put that on a shirt.
Wow.
Still navigating social media boundaries doesn't have to be colossal struggle. We sometimes turn it into. Wow, that was a weird sentence, and I influctuated it really wrong. Prioritize quality time without social media. Gosh, this is going to be like the number one thing for 2018.
Yeah.
The most common social media related fight I hear from clients is how much time their partners spend on Facebook or Instagram. I hear story after story of couples planning a romantic date night that turns into nothing but chatter about Instagram likes, Twitter favorites, and Snapchat views. The behavior even extends into the bedroom. Clients have told me stories of discreet mid-coitus phone check-ins. What? You're not doing it right then. Quote, a cigarette and embrace after sex has quickly been replaced with a scroll through social media, which, I mean, you're not going to get cancer from that, right?
What?
Because a cigarette and embrace after sex has quickly been replaced with a scroll through social media. Well, I mean, you won't get cancer unless we find out these bricks of electronics that we keep putting close to our face every day.
It's ruining your eyesight.
Said Gillian McCollum, chief executive of Drawing Down the Moon Matchmaking. Wow, that's a handful. A British dating website. Ooh, I'm going to go check it out. Men and women are guilty of reaching for their phone and basking in the glow of their screen rather than the afterglow of lovemaking. All right, well, let's not get too crazy. Sometimes it's not always lovemaking. You should always make your partner feel more important to you than your phone. So dedicate at least 20 minutes a day to spending screen-free time together. I love how this is like imperative, like stuff we have to tell each other nowadays. Spend at least 20 minutes talking to your partner without your phone.
Which is so sad.
Yeah. Of course, more social media free time is better if you can swing it. You may like having all your meals be phone free, or at least having those phones on silent or in airplane mode, or try turning off notifications when you're together. Yeah, like that's gonna happen. You know how many apps you have to go through to turn off notifications? Check in before you post. Always prioritize your living, breathing human partner. This is especially important when it comes to sharing details, photos of the two of you, or details of your lives or dates together. Often in relationships, one person is more private than the other, a difference that can lead to fights. Lori Davis Edwards, founder of the dating site eFlirt, said the honest conversation about your social media boundaries early on in a relationship can prevent surprises later. Ask your partner what he does and doesn't feel comfortable sharing on social media. This is especially important around major milestones, like when you become quote-unquote official, when you get engaged. When you get engaged is a whole different thing. So it's when you become official, comma, when you get engaged, comma, when you get pregnant, and so on. I think you're official when you get pregnant.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, that's true. One easy rule to follow. Ask your partner before sharing anything related to your relationship. Simple questions like, are you okay with my posting this picture of us on our date night? Gosh, really?
It's coming to that?
Can I post this picture? Like, you took the picture, you should be able to post it. Can go a long way towards heading off arguments. When there isn't agreement, Mr. Gray said to err on this side. I thought he just got very upset during the article. It was just like said to err. Like Monty Python, the Holy Grail, where it's like, said of the partner. Okay, I'm not going to read it. If you find yourself stuck in oversharing mode, Ms. Clum offered a great reminder. The volume of photographs of your relationship that you post on Facebook is not indicative of the success or warmth within that relationship, she said. Even in this period of heightened social media use, very solid, strong, happy couples quite often choose to not lay their relationship bare on Facebook. If you wouldn't do it in person, in the real world, the boundaries we should abide by when we are in a relationship are obvious. But social media can blur those lines, which might lead people to do or say things online that they wouldn't in real life, aka YouTube comments. Commenting nice with like 6 C's on your ex's latest bathing suit photo on Instagram may seem more innocuous than saying it to her face. Nice. It might come across that way. Use real world boundaries as your digital guide. Don't snoop. I'm not gonna read that.
Yeah, it's actually a really long.
Give your partner the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, he might not be looking at babes in bathing suits and saying nice. Address discomfort quickly. I think that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're spending a lot of time on their phone and you're discomfortable with how they're using it, that's the last one. Let me just read it. Even with the best intentions, you and your partner are probably going to hurt each other with some of your online behaviors. It's best to address these episodes quickly and on a case-by-case basis. Address them directly before a pattern develops or before bad feelings have a chance to fester. They're already there. Don't worry about it. Mr. Gray suggests, if they've been single for a while, they're there. Mr. Gray suggests first taking the time to figure out what you're upset about rather than focusing on the behavior. What is the underlying issue? Our emotions can give us a lot of information if we let them. Then talk to your partner, focusing on... Yes, it's frustrating to acknowledge the profound impact that social media can have on us and our relationships. But remember, even Snapchat can open up some meaningful conversation between partners.
Well, you just trying to pick a filter? I mean, how is that meaningful? I don't understand.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that was a good one. I mean, Facebook and any social media has now become the gateway to anybody's, like, life.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, not my life, but not my life. I don't post anything, so especially on Facebook. I'll go on Twitter, but but you had something first before we go into it. There was actually a friend in college that actually had a problem with one of these, and we were in the car. I remember we were in the car with like a number of his friends. We went out to get like food or something from like Steak and Shake or some garbage chain. I mean, good chain. And it might have been Checkers.
Oh, it's garbage.
Which is worse.
It's garbage.
Reasonably priced garbage. But we were driving to get food, and I remember him looking on his phone, and then he got really upset because the girl that he was hanging around with most, that you would say he was being relationship-like with, posted something about a relationship status with him that he didn't say anything to. And I think he was dating somebody. I think he still had a girlfriend or a girl that he was interested back home.
Oh.
So when that happened, he kind of was like, he was frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, why would she do this without me talking to me and doing this? So, I mean, he had another thing happening, but I mean, that's something similar to what they were talking about, maybe. Anyways, you had something that went along with the relationship in social media.
Basically, I kind of wanted to bring up that article just because of how much social media is intertwined with everything now, and especially relationships. And even when you're beginning to start to talk to someone, it's kind of like, where do you draw the line of what social media that you kind of give them or allow them to view and when to view it? Yeah. So I had a situation, and basically I was talking to him through Snapchat. When we met on Tinder, I gave him my Snapchat, and so we were talking through there, just friendly, banter back and forth, whatnot.
I have a question before you get into it. Are you the person that puts their Snapchat in their bio?
Not anymore.
Where you're just like,
no.
You're just like, I'm here for cools or funs or seeing what happens. Anyways, follow me on Snapchat.
No, mine's really depressing because I'm like, I don't even know why I'm here anymore. So, yeah. No. I did have my Snapchat on there. Worst mistake ever because of all the requests and pictures that happened after that.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
And so he kept asking me for my Facebook. I'm like, no, it's usually just for like, it's on private for a reason.
Yeah.
And he would be playful with it and all that, and it was like, oh, well, he would say that he was a murderer, blah, 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 is that why? And then, again, we would get really morbid with the whole situation and just have fun with it. And then at one point, it kind of sounded like he was getting aggravated and was accusing me, oh, well, you're probably married, or you probably have a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not have either one of those. I'm not that kind of person. Blah, blah, blah. But I still don't understand why is this such a big thing? And he's like, well, I don't understand why is this such a big thing that you won't allow me to see your Facebook. So I kept getting dropped the subject until one point he told me that he had to dissolve our friendship because I have deep negative issues that I have to address because I won't allow him to see my Facebook. So I was like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, yada, yada, yada. And so basically that was it. that situation. So I was just thinking, I'm like, we don't even talk that much to begin with.
Yeah.
And B, I don't understand why it was, again, so important that you have another one of my social medias that you could look through.
That's true. I don't know.
So that's the thing I don't like when you're first talking or whatnot to someone that you met online. Where is the boundary of actually allowing them to see more of your life through your social media if you're very involved in your social media? And at one point, do you allow that? Do you like a month after you go on dates or talked for a long time, or you just keep certain ones private just because it's private?
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from. I'm a different kind of person just because I don't really post anything on Facebook. Now, if like say USF did something or there was a post, like I think the last time I did it was Miami Hurricanes beat Notre Dame this past year, and they were Notre Dame was number 3 and Miami was like 10 or something, and I reposted something. So I'm not huge into like Facebook or whatever. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. But thinking of somebody that's like super into like Facebook and whatnot, it's like that's the window to what your life is. Like you're posting pictures of what you're doing every weekend. I mean, your home address could be on there, like where you've gone, like when you're being tagged in like different restaurants that you normally go to with friends, like these are my places, these are my friends, this is my family, you can see your family, this is my birthday. It's almost like these are my likes, these are my books that I read, these are and it's like it's almost like your fingerprint or your like social security number. It's like this is, besides all that crucial pieces of evidence, this is what my life really is.
Yeah.
And I mean, with social media though, I think people are more looking for numbers. Like, hey, I want to view your Facebook so we can like talk, and then we can become friends, and that's another number up on my thing. You can have another number on yours, but. Like, I see all the time Snapchats on, like, the women's one, and I'm just like, I think you're just looking for just people, like, just to get your Snapchats, and I'm not gonna do that. Like,
yeah, I've had a few guys, hey, I'm about to delete this, blah, 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 add me on there.
I just saw that.
And I wasn't naive at first, but okay, yeah. You know, I'm like, oh, cool, and all that. You still haven't deleted it a month later.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't follow them at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, I can definitely see where it's more, especially if you're just talking to them. Now, if you meet them in real life and you go on a couple of dates, I can see where if you're really involved in your social media, then you would then give it to them. There's been times in the past where I've talked to people and then you can connect through Messenger, but it's not the same as becoming friends, apparently, on Facebook itself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's as far as I've gotten, but they're not going to know garbage about me if they get on my Facebook. Be like, hey, look at this photo from 3 years ago. Like, look how cool that is. Here's me on my senior trip. Look how naive and stupid I was. Like, but I think it's but then again, people just throw around their Twitter, their Snapchat, their Instagram because they want those numbers. So to somebody else, they're just like, why aren't you giving it to me? You have something to hide. But if somebody can't handle you not giving it to them, then I feel like they're not the right person anyways. Like,
well, yeah, and I mean, granted, it was over social media. I've been called out, or I won't say called out. I've been told off about not giving certain things like pictures or whatnot to dudes and all that. I'm like, really? So like that mind frame, I'm like, okay, complete another douchebag. This is a whole new ball game for me. So I'm like, I don't know how to address this. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it's whatever.
I just want to throw it out there. I've never asked for a picture. I just
they just give it to you?
No, I don't. They don't give me any pictures. I don't ask for any pictures. I don't give any pictures. I'm just like, back in the day, I was like, if this is gonna be a catfish thing, I'm ready for it. Like, let's get Neve on this.
Oh, which kind of freaked me out because I was telling Christina about the whole situation. I was venting to her too, and she says she told me about a situation where someone they asked them for their Facebook, and all of a sudden their pictures are now on like the LGBT or whatever website.
Yeah.
It was on Catfish, I believe.
Yeah.
And so because they were a transgender and they were transgendering into I think a female to male, and I don't know why they were using the girls' pictures on the website or whatnot. I'm not sure, but when she was telling me that, I'm like, see, this is crap that I don't want to get into. I could have given this dude my Facebook, not saying that he would.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's these certain things that kind of deter you from giving out any kind of information like that.
Yeah, and it's super easy once you become friends and you can click through other pictures. You can just take pictures from anybody. I've done it for doing thumbnails with Joey when we forget to like film anything, or I don't have a good enough picture. I will take it for the thumbnail. I'll just go to his Facebook and like do photoshops with it. But I'm like sitting there going, like, I've done that like 5 to 6 times. So it's like if anybody gets your Facebook, they can just take any pictures. They can have all the information they want.
Yeah, and, you've done that with me when obviously I made something. I'm like, you picked the worst picture. I have like 1,000 pictures.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. I pick the most interesting picture I can find. But yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal to not give it or give it, in my opinion. But I mean, I think it's all preference, and I think people need to respect that boundary. Going back to the article. Also, spend some time with people.
Right?
Put your phone down for at least 20 minutes.
I'm like, plus if you already have like one social media outlet, why do you need to keep adding to it? Because I've had like where guys are like, ask me for my phone number. Oh, well, do you have Snapchat? Sure, but you have my phone number. You have an iPhone. Then, oh, well, do you have WhatsApp? Why are we talking through all these like media outlets?
Just in case one goes down. No, I'm just kidding. I used to only ask for Facebook Messenger because my phones used to be really terrible back in the day, to where people would be like, "Hey, did you not get my message?" And I'm like, "I didn't get a single message." And they're like, "Oh, you didn't text me back." I'm like, "I don't have the messages."
Yeah.
So it's just like data and Wi-Fi is way more. That's why I asked for Messenger, and then my gift game is really hard.
Oh my god,
really
that's
hard.
why. That is why.
But I don't get messages with some text messages on my earlier phones, to where it's like, I didn't get anything. You didn't text me, and they're like, no, you didn't text me, and then so I've always that's why I asked for Messenger. I'm always like, they're like, oh, here's my phone number, and then I'd just be like, oh, well, Messenger's better. But I think it's all personal preferences. Like I said, I do mostly Twitter just because I can throw on some my YouTube links and all that other stuff, like for VizRec and whatnot. But other than that, like I don't use Facebook for anything. I hardly use Instagram for anything, which I should get back to doing.
Yeah, you were on a roll for a while, because I remember when you were on Instagram. I'm like, wait, Andrew's on another social media site.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, I really went hard for No Shave November, doing my 30 days. And then I'm like, I need a challenge every month so I can post something every day. I got so many followers on Instagram after I did that, because people are like, oh, this kid's cool. And then I'm like, no, definitely not. But yeah, if you guys have an idea of when to give out social media or not, leave it in the comment section, or hit us up on whatever social media you want to hit us up on. But yeah, I think that's, if you have anything else to add to this.
No, I'll bring up that other subject, next time, because I have so many subjects about this.
Okay. I mean, I'm down with that. So let's get into the fabled Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, let's do this.
So let's get started with adorable server, Blunch, which I have a very strong opinion about this title, because I think it's dumb and it's an idiotic title. But I'll read this before we get into it.
Okay.
My room and I came in for breakfast today, and I could not take my eyes off of you. You are young, have an adorable face with awesome eyes. I have always liked guys with dark hair, but one of the most amazing things about you was yo ass. Nice and meaty, firm and not sloppy. The term that I would use to describe it would be calipigian. I don't know what it is.
What? Where's the word?
The last sentence, the last line.
It could be calibigian. Is that like some kind of calligraphy? What is that?
I don't know. That's what his butt is. You were not our server, but you were serving the table next to ours. As we were winding down our meal, you came over and refilled our coffee, and I sort of got a vibe. I am the bear that was sitting near the front. If you think
bear.
this is you, write me back and tell me anything else that you remember about me. I hope to hear from you. Now, the major thing I have against this is the title, which says Adorable Server Blunch, which I'm sure he's meaning breakfast/lunch. We already have a word for that, and it's brunch, not blunch.
Is the L close to the... No, I don't think the L's close to the R. I'm trying to think typing-wise.
No, it's not typing. He meant blunch, and he's an idiot. Don't call him server. He doesn't know what brunch is. Come on, man. He is not Smokey the Bear.
Oh my God.
He is not smart, and he will not prevent forest fires.
I want to know what that is. That
Calipigian?
Yeah. What?
C-A-L-L. Call I...
Wait, I just had to put that. C-A-L-L. Having well-shaped buttocks.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know there was a word for that.
That is fancy.
Oh. So, when you're putting your missed connections up, use the word Calipigian.
I like that.
So that way it's not rude.
Yeah,
And
no.
It doesn't seem rude, but now we have an official word. This is Rate My Dick Guy.
Wait, what? Rate?
Rate My Dick Guy.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you said something else.
R-A-T-E.
Okay.
Rate.
'Cause you said it really fast and okay.
All right. And this is to him. Rate My Dick Guy. Get a new hobby and a razor while you're at it. And here's a secret, it'll make it look bigger too. I'm a woman and I'm tired of seeing your dang post. And this is Missed Connections, get your category right at least. Now, I was intrigued. So I went on the search for that post and I found it. I wouldn't rate it high.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, it was too early in the morning to be seeing stuff like that.
I bet it woke you up, though.
It did not, actually.
It did
made me
not?
close my eyes harder. But I get what she's saying, and I agree.
So he should probably manscape to help out.
Well, I think he should just not post it.
Okay.
And not ask to be rated on it, because if he's looking for a compliment, he's not getting it.
Yeah, no.
He's not getting it from me. Definitely not. Seen too many of those, especially on Missed Connections. I just want to let everybody know I've read hundreds upon hundreds of these posts doing this podcast, and I've already seen so many junk pictures that I should have never seen.
Why don't
in
you just
my life.
turn off the image post?
You
Then
can do that?
Yeah, I've done it.
I never knew that. I am a 75-year-old man trapped in a 25-year-old body. I don't know what technology is, all right? I'm Elias from last episode, trying to figure out what misconnections and notifications are. This one.
Oh, I just got what you said. That poor man.
What?
One, the old guy who was about the phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a callback.
Okay, yeah.
From, where were we last week? I can't remember what city we were in.
Oh my God, where were we?
I don't remember.
Crap. That place, yeah.
Yeah,
Neither
Phoenix.
of us. Yeah.
Phoenix, Arizona. That's where we were at. Today we're in Columbus. Tiffany, I miss looking at you, hearing your voice, seeing you in action. Man for Woman, Grove City. Tiffany, I'm starting to think that you never read these things. What? How do you start that off? We met through a mutual friend a long time ago. You're beautiful but married and have a little one. Well, not so little anymore. I really don't know if you are married. What the heck? Maybe separated or even divorced. I would love to start chatting sometime or even seeing you. I know you're kinky, wild, have a great sense of humor, and know what you want. You are so pretty, had longer hair, and you have huge tatas. I think we can have fun. Reach out to me! That's how he ended it. He has such a way with words.
That's just, yeah.
I love that he threw in, you have a great sense of humor, to be like, I know your personality.
Yeah, just a little bit.
In between kinky, wild, and I know what you want.
And the tatas.
And, well, tatas was the end. That was just a, like, hey.
Yeah.
Chin up.
I noticed that, too.
Chin up. You know me.
Oh, they would keep her chin up.
Yo, girl. I'm a gentleman. I know. I like the finer things in life, Tiffany. I miss hearing your voice, looking at you, but really, you know what I miss.
Why did you go into Mark Wahlberg all of a sudden?
Kinky, wild, great sense of humor. I think I laughed once at one of your jokes. Great sense. I noticed these things about you.
Yeah.
TJ money sign. Women for man. Lost and not found. It just says TJ money sign. We used to see each other a lot. Then you went and got married.
Wow.
Before that, we saw each other a lot.
Yeah.
Then you went and got married. Like
Damn them.
Like he just like got a job or something. Like one day he was like cool and hanging out, and then he's like, guys, I'm getting married. I gotta go. We used to see each other a lot. Then you went and got married. But I hear that you're divorced now. I know that you're going through a bad time, and I've heard from friends. Friends spelled with the I is switched with the E. Friends. What she did. So I get it if you don't feel like being around people. But if you do, I'm here. I just got out of a relationship too. Wow. So I get it. I get it. After I heard you got divorced, I got out of a relationship. And if I was still in a relationship, I wouldn't be reaching out to you on Missed Connections. Wow. TJ money sign. I remember all the good times we had at the Meadows and think about you a lot recently. If you want to get together for a movie or a drink, then let me know. I don't have your number anymore. Maybe you have mine? If not, then I still work at that same place, so come find me. Period D. That's it. I like how they were long-term friends at one point, and then, like, do you not have any other friends that might have his number? You seem like you're around the same area.
Since you work at the exact same place.
And to go get a movie and a drink, you have to be roughly in the same area. It's not like, oh no, I don't know where you're at. And I feel like you would have friends, at least some mutual friends, or know somebody of him.
And this is when you go through social media and you can stalk them. I don't
have your number anymore, but maybe you have mine. If he's anything like Tiffany, you might have a feeling that he doesn't read these things at all. I just love that. Tiffany, I'm starting to think you never read these things. I've posted 10 billion times here.
The only thing that one of the issues that I have with it is like, hey, you know this person's on a rebound, and now you're on the rebound, so how would that even make it a good thing for you guys to even get together?
Yeah. Well, I feel, and the one time it happened to me, it didn't work out well. It didn't end well, I should say. It started out well, and ended horribly. But, I feel like she was the reason her other relationship ended. Like, she was just like...
She was just waiting.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm biding my time till something else appears. Ooh, TJ money sign is a free and clear.
And plus, how does she know about that? She must have heard it from a friend or social media or something like that.
Had to have. Why are you looking for TJ money sign on Missed Connections?
Right?
It wasn't missed. You had a great time at the Meadows. Go find him at the Meadows.
I want to know what they did at the Meadows.
Oh, they had a great time at the Meadows. They probably... sat around watching picnics. A movie or a drink. Watching a drink. I remember all the good times we had at the Meadows. And thinking about you a lot recently. So I feel like that's just misconnected sentences right there. Misconjointed. Yeah. It's just like, I remember all the good times when we were at the Meadows and be thinking about you a lot. Recently was a good memory. Another one that you don't understand, but I want to help this person out. I want to help this guy out.
Okay. And
I want to see if you can help him understand what's going on in this situation. It's very short. It's a short thing. I think it's pretty easy to tell what happened. Sarah from Tinder, man for a woman.
Oh, Lord.
We had a good conversation about pizza. ... LOL. What happened? I think it would have been a fun date. That's it. That's the whole post.
Alright, that's funny to me. That's hilarious.
Do you wanna field this one of what possibly could have happened with Sarah and their conversation with pizza?
I want to know, like, how intriguing can this conversation be about pizza?
Yeah. Something has told me that they may have unmatched on Tinder. That's why he went to this, or she hasn't returned any of his messages on Tinder, so now he's on Missed Connections. Bro, get the hint. She doesn't want to go out with you, and she just fielded your question with hey, or whatever line you used, and then you guys talked about pizza. She was like, this dude's a square. I found another dude on Tinder, or in my real life. Maybe this is Tiffany. No, this is Sarah.
This is Sarah.
But, bro, she's just not into you. Don't go on Missed Connections looking for her.
Maybe she was a bot. Because I hear horror stories about that all the time.
Bots get that elaborate?
I don't know. I don't know how smart they are.
Because I've dealt with bots in the past, and I feel like unless they got really super intelligent over the last couple of years, that it was pretty easy to find out who's a bot and who's not. Who's a bot and who's not? That is...
This should be a game show.
Who's a bot? It's like that, it could be played in China with that one, one app. I never learned what app that got shut down. But yeah, just for backstory, there was a dating app in China that had to be shut down because it swindled $154 million out of the customers because only men were signing up for it and they didn't have any women signed up. It just had bots to interact with the dudes. So it was it's pretty funny, but it's also very sad.
It is very sad.
Super sad. Also, dude who's looking for Sarah on Tinder, go find another one, keep swiping, have some more fun talks about pizza. It's not going to happen.
I know, but I feel as though he just put that up there just because he thought it was funny too. He put LOL.
I think maybe they talked a little bit more than pizza. That's why he said LOL. And there's a ... at the end of it. But dude, just go away. Just like, I don't care how good her 3 to 5 pictures were and how quirky or funny she seemed in her bio. She said, she's my Tinderella, and I'm her Tinder fella.
Oh my god. I've seen those in bios.
She put that she's Gillette because she's the best a man can get. Stop putting that in your bios, women. They're generic. They are not original. Yeah, I've seen that so many times. And I've always swiped left. The first time I saw it, I was like, huh, that's funny. And then I saw it like just overbearingly much, and I just kept on swiping left because I was like, you think you're funny? It's not funny.
I'm just done with all the dudes who barely put anything in there and just put nothing but emojis of what their likes are.
That's what dudes do too?
Dude, yes. Yes.
I know women.
What does the bull mean? What does this mean with next to an umbrella?
He went to USF, and he likes umbrellas. Yeah, no. I never knew the dudes did that.
Yeah.
I thought dudes just stay away from emojis.
It's usually from one I need to do like a consensus of what guys like how they mesh together. It's mostly the guys that are the gym rats I've seen.
Yeah.
That do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if their fingers are too big to type out their bio, so they just use emojis. I don't know. I
just think they found that you only have 100 and whatever characters to write on Tinder, so they just thought, why not?
You just put a lot.
I've seen people put a lot.
Yeah.
But there's also people that don't put anything.
Which is true.
Super frustrating.
Yeah.
And if you only have one picture and I click on it and see no bio, you're a bot. That's what I always came up with. You're a bot. But yeah, I always when you talk about the gym rats, that's always in there. I don't care if I see a picture with your shirt off or you holding a fish, I'm swiping left. And I'm like, you don't have to put that in there. Just swipe left. Just get over, get out of here.
Which there's a lot of pictures like that.
I'm not looking at guys. I wasn't looking at guys and girls. One time I put it on both just so I could find my couple of guy friends. and then I found Charles, and then I found his ex-boyfriend on there, and then
Aw.
he instantly texted me, "Hey!"
Oh my god!
I was like, "No, this was just to find you. It was just to find you.
This awful.
I was bored." Yeah. This one's called Dollar Store. Women for Man. Ha ha ha. That's how it starts. Ha 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 ha. Definitely long shot and stupid crazy. Before Christmas, you were buying a blow dryer at the dollar store?
I would not trust that.
You held the door open for me as I left. You were cute, and I would have talked longer, but I was on a mission, and it was cold. I really wanted to ask you why you were buying a blow dryer at the dollar store. Shake my head, LOL. Are you from out of town? What did you say to me as I was walking around the parking lot? And what was my reply?
Oh, that was her leadway in. To ask about that would have been a good conversation. I know it was cold, but...
Yeah. But I just thought, buying a blow dryer at the dollar store. Do you really want a guy that's buying a blow dryer at the dollar store?
Maybe it's for something project or something like that.
Nope.
He needed a quick blow dryer for something.
That dude is homeless.
Wow!
He's a blow dryer to keep warm. The dollar store blow dryer. That's his heater.
What if up north they have fancier dollar stores than what we have down here?
The Dollar General.
I'm just saying.
We have fancy dollars. Mr. Moneybags owns this Dollar General. Bailey, man for woman. Gosh, I have a hot... hold on. I misspoke. I was reading it the right way, but he wrote it the wrong way. Gosh, I have a shot spot for beautiful brunettes. Does your boyfriend appreciate that amazing booty? Hope he does. If not, I would. Sincerely, your hot neighbor.
Wow.
If you instantly put that you're a hot neighbor, you're not hot. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, I thought he was calling the girl the hot neighbor.
No, sincerely, your hot neighbor. That he was like signing off. I also like that shot spot.
What's shot spot?
Gosh, I think he was saying a hot spot. Like I have a hot spot.
Wow.
I have a shot spot for beautiful brunettes. I'm on my last story.
Really?
Already, yeah. This one's a little long though. I read the whole thing. But we can go into it, and then I actually thought of something that I read earlier today. Okay. If I want to bring it up. Black quote unquote precious man for woman. January 10th, 2018. Precious, where did you go? I want you to reach out to me, please. At this moment, you do not know who is writing this ad. You know my face, name, and we have talked a few times, but barely. Please reach out to me. I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you for at least 3 weeks now.
Jesus.
I love the way he wrote that, because he meant to say I've been looking for you, but it makes it sound like he's only looking for you for 3 more weeks.
That's it.
I'm looking for you for at least 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's it. This is too long.
I'm about to start tracking you down in a very aggressive / non-conventional way.
Ooh, nope. There's red flags. Red flags.
Parentheses, old-fashioned detective kind of way.
Yeah.
That means he's going to watch a lot of Sherlock from Netflix, and then he's going to buy an oversized coat from Amazon and a magnifying glass.
He has to have a scarf, too.
And he's going to buy a dog and name it Scooby-Doo. But I'm afraid if you get wind of that, you might freak out.
Yeah.
As it's going kind of overboard. Kind of. Parentheses. But if you don't do it, how else can I? Nobody would help me.
Well, yeah, because it's going to come off creepy.
To be sure, there is no mistaking you for any other quote-unquote precious out there. I loved your eyes. I loved your old hair. I loved your smile.
Wait. Stop. You said old hair?
Yeah. He wrote everything in capital letters. That's why I'm getting a little aggressive.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is how aggressive he would be if he was like talking this out. I loved your eye. I love your eyes. I loved your old hair. I love your smile. I love you giggle / laugh. I love you giggle / laugh. In fact, I love the sound of your voice. You are beautiful, sweet, and as far as I can tell, smart. Precious. He said everything small until smart. Precious. I'm a very nice / genuine guy. Parentheses. How many of those you had in your life? Please give me a chance. Mail me here and allow me to make sure you're not a CL imposter. Craigslist imposter. So there's a lot of red flags with this one.
Well, first and foremost, I really wish you would have read that in Gollum's voice because of how many times he said precious.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying.
Never really watched Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, I forgot you don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Never mind.
I don't like it. But yeah.
It would be funny.
But yeah, that I just feel that there's a lot of red flags, and whoever he's talking about should be very, very worried. Mm-hmm. If he's called you precious a lot of times and you know exactly who you are, just maybe hire a private detective to watch this guy for you, because he's about to go aggressive and non-conventional way to find you and to ask to give him a chance. 3 weeks he's looking for you, or has been looking for you, so be on the lookout, because I would never give this guy a chance. Like, he just sounds very aggressive through just that message. Yeah. A lot of capital letters, a lot of just like I feel like if he was like here, he'd be like grabbing the arm, like your arms as he's like talking to your face, right? And just like, I need to see her. Yeah, super aggressive, really kind of scary.
Kind of sounds possessive in a sense.
Very possessive.
Yes.
Yeah, that one, I've read so many like articles that come off as, I don't want to say it rudely, but coming off a little like desperate or thirsty, but this guy is like super hit rock bottom. Like, I don't like, we had a really nice conversation about pizza. Like, why aren't you talking to me anymore, Tiffany?
Which kind of always makes me wonder about these posts, because what if it something really bad did happen between them? Like, the person is very stalkerish, and they somehow were able to cut ties. They can't find them on social media anymore or anything else, or find out what happened. So they're going on sites like this to try to find them.
Yeah.
And some ignorant person may say, hey, I think I know who you're talking about. She works at so-and-so store or whatever. So now you have this gateway of kind of stalkers to be like, hey, I know where you're at.
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
Which, I mean, and with location on our cell phone and all the different apps to look for people,
yeah,
like, it's not that hard to find anybody. Like, I read an article today when looking for a news article. I guess Snapchat has a new thing that if you connect with a friend, you can see where they're at. Like, apparently.
Wait, you said Snapchat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can see where your friend's at, and they were like joking around, like, oh yeah. But when does stalking, that, and then that's another point to tie it in with the news thing, to give your social media out so quickly, because guess what? Now that dude that's like super into you, calling you precious all the time, and hasn't heard from you in a while, now, oh, let me go on my Snapchat, look at, oh, they're at this place right now, I'm gonna go head down there, and that kind of thing.
This is why when I was watching those drawn like scary stories, like true scary stories.
Yeah.
And there was one about Snapchat and about location, and how this creepy guy tracked down this other guy who wouldn't talk to him on Snapchat and kept blocking him. And he went to his house. And he's like, stop ignoring me, bitch. And took a picture of him like through the window at his house.
Oh my gosh.
So when I was watching it, I was like, wait, what's this location thing? And of course, Amber's laughing at me. She's like, you don't know about this? I'm like, no, I don't. Mm-mm. I have all these people on my Snapchat.
Yeah.
So I go to it. Luckily, it was disabled anyways.
Yeah.
So, but just knowing that you can see where everybody is, like, detailed, I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah. There's been times where I hear stuff that's happening, and I want to go like Ron Swanson, where he goes off the radar or whatever, off the grid. Yeah. There it is. He goes off the grid for a while, where he just like smashes his cell phone and then takes off to the mountains and just like hid gold, and he just stayed in his cabin or whatever. But there's like tons of like it's scary stuff you can access and whatnot.
Yeah.
But another thing I wanted to bring up, and the New York Times article didn't talk about it, is there was a new thing called micro cheating or whatever.
Wait, I think I heard about this.
Yeah, where now it is like this is the new phenomenon with like social media and stuff where you're talking to somebody else while you're still in a relationship, but you're doing like, I guess you're liking posts and then talking to them like and connecting that way while you're still in a relationship. So I mean that's another thing where it's like if you have somebody that's always on there and talking to a whole bunch of people, which it's almost nonstop. Like you can't just be like, hey, I don't want you talk like that's one thing that I don't know, like it's just if you come to that point where you're like, I don't want you to talk to this person or whatever, and you're super jealous, like I understand if you're super jealous, but to have to go to somebody and be like, I don't want you talking to this person, to me is just like you're not ready for this kind of thing. Like you need to get over, like you need to have some form of confidence in your partner, or I don't know if confidence is the right word. Trust. You have to have some form of trust to be like, yeah, go ahead and talk with them or whatever. Like you can't sit there and be like constantly hovering over them, because then you're like a helicopter parent being like, hey, you can't do this, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Like, and to me I feel like that's your point of being like you're not ready for a relationship or this kind of thing or that kind of thing. That's just me.
I mean, I know, I completely get that you should have trust and have space between you and your partner and all that. But the thing is that I feel if something were going on, like say with the dude I was going out with, and he was micro cheating or talking to other girls like Snapchat or whatever, and that's the extent of it, I don't want to be the idiot in the situation and be like, yeah, you can go ahead and talk to whoever,
yeah.
But not kind of also put my foot down and be like, that's cheating, that's not right, I don't feel comfortable with you talking to this girl anymore.
Yeah, I can understand that, but then there's also a fine line between then you have to talk to your significant other about what is quote unquote cheating in your eyes and what they think is cheating, and what you come to a point of like what is the definition that we are putting in this relationship as cheating, because some people think going on dates is just cheating. Some people think that saying a little message to your ex is cheating or something else.
First and foremost, why are you talking to your ex?
Well, it's just a suggestion I was just throwing out there. I like how I bring this up with like 51 minutes into the podcast. Like I'm just like, hey guys, I'm gonna bring up this heavy conversation towards the end, which I guess we could talk more.
Yeah, into
next episode.
Yeah.
We just have to remember it for next week. But I feel like there's gonna be a whole lot of articles about it anyways, so we can go into it and delve into it, which this is a good segue into it. So
yeah, there you go.
When we're not gonna do this all the time, but if you want to hear what we have to say about it and want to throw your hat in the ring, listen to it next week and then comment on it, or comment on it on this one, or just show us that you're listening. But that was Columbus, Ohio.
Yay!
We're never going to Ohio ever again. I will not go to the land of LeBron James ever again.
Oh, why not? You don't like LeBron James?
I don't like the Cavs or Ohio or Ohio State. It started in 2001 in the Fiesta Bowl in national championship game. Miami was robbed, and nobody on that Ohio State team went on to do anything good in their career. Screw you, Maurice Claret. Anyways,
and you heard it first from Andrew here.
Well, he went to prison and he's out now, so as long as he doesn't listen to this. But yeah, that was it for the podcast. Rate, comment, like, and subscribe. Leave us a review on iTunes, 5 stars if you want to. Leave us a comment if you want to know that. Tell us that you're listening.
Any feedback at this point, just please.
We have a new intro song. We have a new album cover, which is really fun. Really fun stuff. I made both of them. in the intro, you could pretty much tell that I made it. But it is what it is. But that's it for this week's podcast. Join us next week while we do this thing all over again. But we're going to get into more news and more misconnections from a random place. I'm your host, Andrew.
And I'm Leilani.
See y'all next time.